Um, my ear is not working yet, so if my volume is off, I need nude interpretive dancing. My ear is actually not working, so let me know if my volume is off. And you can also do that as well, if you like. If you see any differences when you look at me, I need you to look further until the differences disappear and no longer exist. I joined the Marines in 1996 as a testament to how much I hated college. I hated it. The Marine Corps, in its infinite wisdom, decided to commission me and sent me back to college. I was first diagnosed with cancer from chemical exposure in my tear duct in 2006, but was able to remain on active duty through 3 occurrences of cancer until 2013. Last year, I was diagnosed with the 5th occurrence, and as of this year, I never used to cry this much. And what I learned is that when other people used to cry, and it was primarily women, but when other people used to, no, that's not a joke. I mean, I used to think there was a problem, and I used to think the conversation had to end. And I know now that it means you care about what you're talking about, and you just got to take a moment, and then you just got to keep going. And I wish I had that wisdom. I wish I had that wisdom earlier in my life, and I did not take that conversation away from other people. All right. So this one from September has been the hardest. I was in surgery for 22 hours. I woke up with my body frozen, which is when your body locks up from being held in an unnatural position for too many hours. I had sections of my skull removed and other areas scrubbed. I heard people laughing, and I was screaming, but there was a. It's gonna take forever. There was a tube down my throat, and there was a bite block in my mouth, so no one could hear me. And I was screaming louder and louder, and I could feel my throat straining to scream, and I felt like they were laughing at me, and I've never been so helpless. This is how the most painful phase of my life began. Pain is a beast. It's a beautiful, bright color with a hammer beating the life out of you. Pain shackles itself to you. And as you push it out, you're left empty. A little bit of pain pushes out your feelings, so you're not happy anymore. Or maybe you're not angry anymore. A little bit more pain pushes out your purpose. You don't feel like doing anything anymore. This level of pain pushes out your identity. You aren't anyone anymore. You're just an empty husk of a human. The removal and restoration of your identity is empowering. On the one hand, whatever you think of yourself is meaningless. If you think you have a personality, if you think you're this type of person, that's gone. But it means that you can now form yourself into whatever it is that you want to be. You are whoever you decide, whoever you choose to be. It's really hard to accept this level of brutality in a modern hospital, in our most civilized space. Every day, my wife, who is also a nurse, would strip off my gown, not for an interpretive dance. I was in so much pain that you don't even have a posture. You just slump. And she would strip off my gown and only an Asian woman would put water on you that's this hot. She would bring these bubbling hot towels. And she would lay them on me. And it gets so hot, like it's boiling water on you. And this is the only thing that would cut through the veil of the pain and the drugs. And it's like this combination of mania and euphoria as it burns your skin. And it gets hotter and hotter. And you don't know, like, as it achieves this, it equilibrializes, if that's a word, if I just Shakespeare'd a new word. It achieves this equilibrium as your skin gets hotter and the towel gets cooler, and you just have this joy for a moment. And then it starts to recede, and that's 13 minutes. That's 13 minutes out of it. You've got 23 hours and 47 minutes of misery. It's 13 minutes a day. Every day. Because Luke's wings flew her in. And who else is going to do that? One day we won. One day I learned how to win over pain. And that's with power. And power is when you reach inside yourself and you can't look at what you're afraid of or what's causing you pain, because then it owns you. And you think about those things, or you think about yourself, and then you ignore what you're afraid of, and you ignore what hurts, and you push yourself out as big as you can make yourself. And it doesn't hurt anymore. And you do that for as long as you can. And some days after that day, for the rest of this horrible phase of my life, some hours you win and some hours you lose. But I am certain that that is what power is. Whether it's power in your career or power in whatever facet of your life, I'm sure that it's about focusing on yourself and ignoring the things that hurt you and ignoring the things that you're afraid of and making yourself bigger so that nothing has control over you. Survival is not a fight, it's a swim. You drop in the water at night and you take a moment to get your bearings. You got to pick a course quickly because every moment is a distance wasted, and you start swimming. Each stroke, you let go of your effort. The kicks become churns and your arms pull water. You stop breathing regularly or as often. The surface will most likely come to you. You let your course drift and you realize that picking a destination was just the hope that effort requires. That's all gone now. The pace and the range are impossible to determine, but death is flying by as we let go of life. Something brushes your leg. Was it something? You don't want to start trying because effort's going to kill you. You let go of hope again, and suddenly the sand crushes into your arms, your shoulder, and your head. You crawl up on the beach. You didn't beat the ocean. The ocean's doing just fine. You survived. Now it's time to live. Luke's wings gave me those 4 things. Luke's wings gave me the control of my own identity, the understanding of power, hot baths for my wife every day, and my life. This was my 5th occurrence of cancer. The bill I was looking at was about $92,000 out of my pocket. We could have gone a less expensive route. We just bought a new house. I didn't know if I was taking money away from my kids because maybe I'm going to die anyway. Every dollar was a decision. Do I want, I don't know which is selfless and which is selfish. Do I want to leave it? Do I want to cut costs and leave it for my family? Or do I want to spend it on a chance that I'm going to live? Luke's wings helped us just focus on surviving. These experiences have changed me as a person, but I don't think I've changed. I think I'm more of who I already was. So when I dive deep inside myself, I love it. I love what I see. When I look at you, if I see any differences, I keep looking further until the differences disappear, and I see the same thing inside you. And I love you just the same. Let's help Luke's Wings create moments for people just like us. Thank you.